So, a recent study found that 81% of Americans aren't happy with the direction the country is going in. Do you feel the same way?
Kind of, just because I feel like there's a lot that the country, or like that people are talking about that the country isn't really doing anything about. Like Roe v. Wade getting overturned, there's a lot of people that came together and were like protesting about it, a lot of people that got upset about that, and there's just not really much that they're doing to help them.
I'm pretty optimistic. It is sad with some of the things that I do see and hear with like just hate sort of kind of being embraced by parties and things like that. But I do feel like overall we will push through and get through as a nation because, I mean, it's like, what more can you do?
Based on a recent study, 81% of Americans are unhappy with the trajectory of the way this country is going. Do you feel the exact same way?
I'm not all that happy with how much our country spends. No, kind of feel like our national debt should be treated kind of like a house budget, right? When you're at home, if you run out of money, you quit spending money.
It's a complicated question too, because I mean, I think most people would agree that inflation is not great right now, and that is, I think, a big worry for a lot of people. But that is a problem the world over, so I don't know if I would pin 100% of that on the current policies of the government. Blame it just on the current administration, I think probably not exactly. And just to blame it on the past one, probably not true as well.
I don't really, nothing has really personally affected me. I don't really feel like there's been any big changes. I don't know. I feel like my life has just been going the same.
It's relative to what situation, what state you're in. If there's one thing that I can tell people is start voting for your congressman, start getting involved in your districts and your community. That's what matters, not so much the president. And then maybe we can see change for the positive side.
It's pretty expensive. And then I guess things like probably like healthcare. I think maybe we should just make that free for everybody. However it is, I'm not that, I don't know how that works, but it seems kind of confusing and convoluted. So, but that's what I would think. I think it's expensive. And kind of, I would just say like healthcare. If we could fix that, then I'd be like, all right, solid.
What is one thing that the government, be it Republicans, Democrats, can do to make the country a better place?
If they were to just sit down and act like adults and speak with one another and finding a middle ground, you can then build up from there. And hopefully that will overall help all of us.
Is there anything that the American government can do to bridge the gap between the citizens of the country and the government, like in terms of appeasing them, giving them things that they would want, essentially?
I don't know if I would say give things that we want. I think it's provide for what we need, not what we want, because then it goes back to the budgetary issue, right? If we just give people what we want, then we're going to spend money on things that they don't actually need. And if we don't have that money, we shouldn't be spending it.
More listening to the people instead of just making laws that they think could help the government itself, just more listening to the people.
Right now we have like cars that can drive themselves and, like they put stuff on the moon or whatever, our cell phones. So I feel like, hey, all right, we should just make it to where if you get a cough, cold, or break a bone, you should just be able to go into the hospital and it's fine. And it's just like, all right, yeah, this is on the house.
Maybe reform education to make it more hands-on. Not so much the traditional stuff that we've been doing for 100 years. It's quite a prison to be from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Maybe involve sports and understanding why sports might be important, the history of sports, maybe some technical skills.